And welcome to Mystery School Monday. Now with, what's that number?
2,114. Let's see, 214,222 total viewer minutes.
200,000
Right.
viewer minutes in over 70 countries around the world. That's kind of amazing that many people around the world watch our shows both live and on demand right here in the good old US of A, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight we'd like to thank our viewers around the world in all of over 70 countries for being with us. So we salute you and your nation for tuning in. And tonight we are here with the Associate Dean of the Magic and Mystery School, Larry Haas. And Larry, you have some exciting news for us tonight.
We do. Tonight we have a very important announcement to make. And first of all, let me give you a little background. As a lifelong educator, one of the things that I'm aware of is that there are many, many talented students who do not have the resources to have access to a high quality, top flight magic education. And so in the last months, friends of the Magic and Mystery School have been talking about this initiative, and we have come together to launch a scholarship fund for the school.
Isn't that great?
The announcement.
Yes.
It's a big deal. Every dollar that's in the scholarship fund, every dollar will be used to support a deserving, talented magician, young, old, middle-aged, a deserving magician who needs a hand up to get access to the kind of magic education that we provide here at the Magic and Mystery School. So tonight, we are going to encourage our viewers to take this moment and perhaps make a donation, make a gift to help support excellent magic for everybody.
Yeah, and people all over the world will be able to benefit from this. There'll be scholarships for the live classes and perhaps even the online classes as well.
At some point down the line, in the weeks that are coming ahead, we will have information on the website about people who think they might have need. They'll be able to go and find out how to make an application for one of our live experiences here in Las Vegas. You can send us our application and we will give as many scholarships to students as we have the resources to do that. So if you please search your heart and think about finding a way to help support the scholarship fund so people can come have this education. You will see right above the picture in your frame that there is a link. It says support the Magic and Mystery School Scholarship Fund. That was put on the site about 45 minutes ago. If you don't see the link, you might want to refresh. And you can click on that link and make your contribution right here as we're talking tonight. So
because our theme tonight is
benefiting others with their magic and benefiting others with our magic.
Yeah, helping others with magic, and that's our theme tonight. And we want to thank our sponsors for being able to help bring our show to you free of charge here on the internet. Magic Magazine, Phantasma, Wizard HQ, and Magic Warehouse. And they've all provided prizes and awards to give away, so there's even more gifting happening tonight, and we have some special gifts that are going out tonight. So this is a kind of sharing our gifts of magic, and we're here with the entire U.S. contingent of the Mystery School. There's actually a master class going on as we speak. We even have students here from around the world that we're sharing our magic with, and coming up later on tonight's show, we have a lot of interesting video clips for you, as well as discussions on how to help people with magic and who has helped us with our magic, and we're going to be exploring that tonight. And some of the students will be on the show, and it'll be some of their first exposure here on the internet in this kind of a forum. But one of the things that we do is we work with healers and doctors and people in the medical profession. Every year we have Magic and Medicine Conference, and these are doctors from all different disciplines of medicine. Some are radiologists, oncologists, chiropractors, massage therapists, occupational therapists, nurses, all different types of people, healers, because there's a correlation of magic and healing that the doctors explore how to enhance their doctor-patient relationship. Some of them use it in their talks, in their presentations, when they're doing conferences.
This was their first time in front of a big live audience, a paying audience that had come to see them. So, with them coming to us as newbies, they had a lot on their plate. So, they had to basically start from scratch. They had to generate their own ideas. We had to help them flesh those ideas out. And then from that point, get the idea to the stage.
They really were first-timers. What they did, though, what they were sort of guided to do was to create a statement at the beginning of what it is that they're trying to express here and how it was then illustrated by the magic.
I always thought I wanted to do that as a kid, and I did a book report on Houdini. I thought Houdini is really amazing because he proves to people that you can get out of anything, like even emotionally.
Actually, it was one of my birthdays recently, past couple of years. I asked for a couple of things, and then they told me about this magic club, and I started going and hanging out with people who shared the same interest. This is my first official show, yes. I've done magic for little groups of people, but this is my first stage show where I'm in front of a big crowd.
You're just making me more and more nervous.
I'm getting there. But it's a good thing. It'll keep me on my toes.
I was nervous until I saw that there was a pretty girl in the front row, and then that got my attention.
It kind of goes away, kind of just get into the flow of it, and you're not thinking about it, or I'm not thinking about the nerves anymore. I'm just going into it. So that kind of goes away. Once I get off stage, it kind of all comes flooding back, and it's like, oh, wow.
But I felt like I was on top of the world because, like, I finally, out of so many years of wanting to perform on stage, I finally did it, and I didn't do bad. I did fairly well.
Thank you, John Tudor, for sending that in and helping folks with their magic and giving us that point of view. Larry.
John is great.
Yep.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Again, we want to thank you for your generous gifts to the Scholarship Fund. They continue to flood in, and it just confirms what we knew, is that our community is a generous one. Again, every dollar, the Magic and Mystery School will underwrite the costs of this fund. Every penny of your gift to this fund will be used to support a deserving student, so he or she has access to an excellent magic education here at the Magic and Mystery School. One thing I wanted to mention, that a donor has contacted us and has offered to match gifts dollar for dollar up to $500 over the course of the next hour. So if we can get you to make donations over the course of the next hour, up to $500, the donor will match that amount. So that's like doubling your money for every donor dollar between now and 8/21. So please consider making a gift now. That would be a big help.
Wow, that's really amazing. And we're going to be giving some gifts because we feel very blessed that Magic's been so good to us, and Magic Magazine has been very good to us. Stan Allen is giving a year's subscription to Magic Magazine for the winning question clip, and the winning question clip this week is Kim Z.
Oh, nice.
Kim Zoller. She sent this in, and her question deals with, and she put it in a very amusing style with little puppetry. It's very cute. Creating a universal show, creating a show that will play for any audience, anywhere. So let's take a look at the winning question. Congratulations, Kim Z. Stan Allen is sending you a year's subscription to Magic Magazine. Congratulations, Kim Z.
Thanks for sending that clip.
And let's roll that now.
Good evening, McBride, me, Kinsey, I have a question that I'd like to be seen. Here I have my friends so close to my soul, the memories we share and the stories we've told. But alas, a great trouble has blocked our path of magic, and without your help, our futures will be tragic. Our question is true that we confide in you. How do we perform in front of an audience of all ages or all races? How do we perform together to entertain the masses?
That's a cute, it's very cute. But she asks a good question. Can you design a show that plays all ages, all races, and all audiences? Can you?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think you can design an act that you can dial up and you can dial down. But, it's like somebody like, it's when I was designing my show, some people, it was too intense for some people.
Yeah.
And there are some, like Matt King is great, but there's going to be a language barrier problem, in some places.
Jonathan went through that in Russia, too.
Right? He went through that in Russia. Now, I have seen Matt King knock the place out in FISM in Beijing. He worked in China, in Beijing, China, for FISM, the World Championships, and he did great. And it was a very mixed audience, but the predominant language is English. Now, drop him off in a non-English speaking country, he's going to have to adjust his show.
Yes.
Is it going to be as powerful as the English speaking show? Don't know. But I know my show, I have to change my show depending on the culture. Depending on whether I'm playing a European audience, I can relax more. Las Vegas audiences, I have to turn it up more because a lot of them, are from all.
There's expectation.
There's expectation, and there's also, they're coming from many different time zones all to Vegas. So many people, like the late shows, a lot of the Asians are falling asleep because their body clock is off. So I have to work a lot harder later at night. So my show has to change even during the night. Yeah. If I'm doing like at Caesar's Magical Empire, we were doing 6 shows a night. The early shows were easy. And the same audiences are coming in late, but they would have different energy. So depending on the culture of your audience, the energy, the age, you have to adjust your show. It's not like you can have one universal show.
Even within the United States, I always am talking to bookers to get their sense of what the audience is like, because that tells me a lot about the kind of show I'm going to construct for them. So I need to have that information to get what I call the core audience. Of course there will be outliers, but if I can create a show that works for their sense of the core, then I'm going to have the most successful show I can. I can't reach every single person, but I try to clarify who that's going to be.
Well, that's good. Know your audience and have a show that you can dial up and down again. And I've had to change the music of my show for different audiences. For older audiences, I can't use like a lot of the heavier, edgy music that really motivates me. I have to change it for the audience because I have to think of the audience. So thank you, Kim Z, for that. We have another winning question. It's kind of a bizarre one. Yeah. But he asks a good question.
Yes.
This is from Mormo. Sent this in a while back. Very theatrical. But listen to what he's asking here about learning magic from books versus other medium. And would you roll that? This is the Phantasma Award. And let's roll the clip and I'll show you what you've won, Mormo.
I'm currently trying to put together a stage act, and I'm reading a variety of different books, and I find I'm having the same problem I've had ever since I was a kid, in that I read the effect and then I read the method, and when I read the method I'm disappointed and discredit the whole effect. So I guess my question is, what's the best way to learn a magic routine through a book? Ours the magic, ours the power.
That was very strange, but a good question.
It's a great question.
Because a lot of people have challenge learning from books. Yeah. Type a 1 in the chat room if you were, challenged by books and learned from DVDs.
Look at all these people.
Yeah, a lot of people here. And what's your answer for Mormo?
It's a great question. The first piece of advice I would give is to read the effect in the book and then wait. Don't go right to the method. Just live with the effect in your imagination for a while and try to see how and think about how that might be done so you can enjoy it. And then go back to the method at that point, after you've spent a little time with the effect. And even if you're disappointed by the specific method, you've already triggered your imagination and creativity to start to develop.
Lawton, that's who it was, down in Florida. And I got these Flosso Hornman, and I got the catalogs. I thought they were going to be magic books. I didn't know I was sending away for catalogs. So what I did is I would read, the mini Azra, the woman lays on the couch and a little cloth is put over and the little doll floats up off the couch. And I would stop there and just make my own method because I didn't have the money to send away. And I said, wow, what a great trick. How am I going to do that? I didn't know any better. So I was inventing my own tricks at that time.
Yeah.
So use books again as a place, maybe to tell them what George Parker does.
Yeah,
this is interesting.
When George Parker, our dear friend and faculty member, when he has creative...
Okay, we're going to come over here.
We have a little technical problem, so look right here at the camera, gentlemen.
I'm back.
And see if you're back.
Books and the resources, and tries to see if
we're back.
If he tries to see if he can come up with a way to solve that problem on his own without appealing to the literature. And sometimes he reinvents the wheel, but more often George creates entirely new methods that no one's heard of before. So books can just be triggers for your own creativity.
And books, you can go at your own pace, where DVDs are you're force fed. And with a magic book, if you open the magic book and maybe weigh it down, you can actually have the cards in your hand and go slower at your own pace, because you can't really do that, have a DVD control on your elbow or a mouse and try to do magic at the pace of a video. So I found with books I can go a little bit more leisurely pace. So that's a little bit of inspiration, and it gets our home viewers thinking as well. And what you've just won is this actual effect right here from Phantasma. This is the mind-bending spoon from Phantasma, one of my favorite effects here. And that is coming to Mormo. Thank you for your question clip. And you're out there watching, and there's lots of ways you can support this show, like Phantasma does by offering product. Send in a question clip. You might win a year's subscription to Magic Magazine, some really good magic stuff, and some other DVDs. We want to thank Magic Warehouse as well. We're going to have another contest for the viewers here this time. Larry has a question this is the Magic Warehouse question. Go ahead.
All right, so here is the question.
For the folks in the classroom tonight.
By typing in the chat, right?
You have to type in the chat room here.
What is the first book that Eugene Burger wrote?
What is the first book that Eugene's coming up on the show in just a few moments. I know Sequoia was asking out there, where's Eugene? Where's Eugene? Well, he's going to come up in just a few moments. Here, do we have it? Do we have a winner? CJ May?
CJ.
Wow.
CJ, that was
I think
fast.
so.
And Mormo was right behind him.
Is that it?
CJ. Spirit Theater it is. The book that Eugene first wrote was Spirit Theater. The first book he published was Secrets and Mysteries.
That's correct.
But the first book he wrote is Spirit Theater.
Very good. And the book reader he is, CJ. That's a $25 gift certificate from Magic Warehouse. Just drop me an email, CJ, and remind me, and I'll get that over to Magic Warehouse. We have a lot more coming up on the show tonight. Right now we're going to go over to visit Bryce Kuhlman, who is actually here at the class, but he has a segment tonight. He's going to be doing kick-ass reviews from the My Lovely Assistant website that reviews for over 14,000 products. It's crazy. Go there and check out some of the reviews before you buy. You'll get blatant honesty in a world of deception. Take it away, Bryce.
With Bryce Coolman.
Good evening, everyone. Well, tonight there will be no ass kicking. In fact, no kick-ass reviews for that matter. And there will be no silly business. Well, maybe a little bit, but not too much. And no green screen funny effects. That's actually my real back wall back there. But tonight we're talking about a pretty serious topic, and that's the topic of helping others. And I want to speak specifically to helping each other as magicians. We live in this weird world where, there are people out there who will help any magician, regardless of age, skill level, place in magic, name, no name, doesn't matter. And then there are other people who are so selfish that they're only considering their own agenda. Well, I was lucky. I joined a magic club for young magicians, the first member at US Toy Magic Company when I was 7 years old. And had great mentors growing up all through my early years, my teen years, into my professional years. And then when I was 18, I went to the first mystery school, met Jeff and Eugene, Abby and Tobias. And of course, later we've added all the other great people on the team, Leo and Tim and George Parker and Larry Haas. And I have to say that even though I am not a professional performer anymore, without the support of these people, I would have never had the level of success I have, even in the software world, even in my personal life. So thank you to everyone, and you know how much I love you. But I've been thinking about what is it that makes this group so special? And I think it's a simple thing, and that is that every single person on this team consistently gives more than they receive. And that is especially true of people like Jeff, who is flying all over the world, helping magicians, doing lectures, supporting, doing one-on-one private sessions. It's amazing how much this guy packs into just a single week of his life. And I want to just take this opportunity to just highlight once again, I think most of you know this, some of the things that we're doing to helping to provide to you, our listeners and our viewers. First of all, there's the Secret Art Journal, secretartjournal.com. It's been up for a very long time in various formats. And it's articles and critiques and wisdom from not only the faculty, but our extended family in the magic world. It's a great resource for magicians. Of course, the TV show, here we are. You guys are watching it, so you know how great this material is. Jeff's newsletters, I think most people are on the newsletter list. If not, you can sign up at the website. That's always chock full of great insights and wisdom from Jeff and Eugene and the whole gang. And then my site, our site, My Lovely Assistant, when we started this, over 10 years ago now, while there was a business model, which I should point out failed horribly, but, you can't win them all, and we're going to try to remedy that in the future. But the real motivation behind creating My Lovely Assistant was to provide a resource to magicians. We weren't interested in making money. We just wanted to kind of cover our bases. And we wanted to help you. We wanted to help you not buy crap. We wanted to help you buy good stuff. We wanted to help you research your effects and provide this extensive tool to help you find the material that's going to work best for you at the right price. And hopefully in the future I'll have some announcements about ways we can help you clean out your closet and continue to advance with your product purchasing. So just in summary, I wanted to say again, thank you to everybody. And I want to leave you with this little story. Years ago, I was having lunch with Paul Harris. He happened to be in town, and he'd been a friend for a while. And growing up in the Midwest, we were taught, when you go to lunch or dinner with somebody who's smarter than you, you buy because they're theoretically laying down the wisdom and you're learning from them. And so I did my best to pick up the tab. And Paul said, no. Remember this. And in 10 or 20 or 30 years, when you're in my position, you have the ability to give back, then it's your turn. And so that's what we here at the Magic and Mystery School are trying to do. We've all been very blessed with great mentors and great friends in magic, and now we're trying to give back to the rest of you. So till next week, thank you all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
With Bryce Coolman.
Can anybody out? Hey, Leo.
And we're live, and we're back with Eugene Berger is here, the Dean of the Magic and Mystery School.
Well, hello, everyone. And there are so many people online that I would like to say a personal hello to, but that isn't going to work. So a general hello to all of my friends and teachers and students online. Hello.
Great. So who helped you get ahead in magic?
Well, the first person was Don Allen, who was very kind to me as a 16-year-old magician. And then someone that most of you never heard of, a guy named Alex Perez, who was a bar magician in Chicago and who spent a lot of time helping me and showing me things. The first time I ever saw Out of This World, a trick that we were all playing a lot with last night, was by Alex, and it really flipped me out. I felt the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Wonderful. And then when we get into more recent times, Phil Wilmarth, who got me writing books and talked me into it. Max, Maven. I mean, these are people who have been instrumental in my life.
So Phil Wilmarth was the editor for how many years of the Linking Ring?
Associate editor and then editor for a long time.
Publisher,
and then
too.
president, yeah.
And we have to remember that, Eugene, he was really responsible for you, Eugene, getting your books out to the public. He was like your writing coach.
Yes.
And if it wasn't for Phil Wilmarth, the world wouldn't have known of, and your word wouldn't have spread on your magic and, your practical magic and your magical philosophy.
I think that's absolutely true. I think Phil was instrumental.
Now, how do you help people with magic? How do you help people with their magic?
Well, if it's someone who's coming to me as a student, then I think the best thing I can do is give them honesty. But honesty with kindness. I think that's the key,
Because you have to be encouraging with people.
Absolutely.
Because you're dealing with people's dreams.
Right, and some people have criticized my work by saying that I'm not critical enough with students and that I should be harder on them. But that is not my philosophy.
Once you've known a student a long time, you can be more direct with them, but not unkind.
But not unkind. And I think that being inspiring and encouraging is far more important than being just critical. Because when I looked at my own life and all the follies I went through until I found a path that made sense to me, well, everyone's going to be like that. Everyone's looking for their own path. And to be critical and negative is not the way to help people find their path or to be successful in traveling on it.
Right. So, so what are you doing now to kind of support magic?
Well, if that's it, I think that one of the things all of us can do is to support magic in our own community. I'm always amazed in Chicago. I'm very involved with Magic Chicago, which is a monthly magic show the first Wednesday of every month. But I'm always amazed at how magicians from the suburbs seem unable to cross the boundary.
Yeah.
But at the same way, when I go to a magic lecture, say at Tim Felix's, who has a great magic shop in the
One of the best.
Yeah. I'm amazed at how I'm the only magician from Chicago who has dared to cross the border into the suburbs.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, when I was growing up in magic, when I was a little boy, I would travel 2-3 hours to anything magic. Maybe it's too easy. Maybe just people are so comfortable stay home on the internet, except for Monday night, and watch magic that they don't venture out for the live experience, and it's always a little bit of a push.
So look in your community and see if there's anything magic going on and ask yourself how you can support it. And I think that's going to help all of us help magic grow.
A lot of people, and this is, we create a lot of our own marketplaces. I mean, we created the Magic and Mystery School. Magic School did not exist before. We created Monday Night Mystery School because there wasn't an internet show like this on the internet. We created Wonderground, which is a place where magic and variety artists and the art community gets together once a month in Las Vegas. You're going to be performing at this month's Wonderground along with Larry Haas and a lot of the Mystery School magicians. But, if you're out there and you're going, oh, there's no work, nobody's booking magicians, get together with a couple of variety artists and do your own thing once a month and promote it to your community and your circle of friends like we do Wonderground. I know that Ha Houdini up in Dan Pollock up in Wisconsin, Milwaukee. He started his own thing out there. There's Magic Chicago, Monday Night Magic in New York.
Seattle.
There's more. There's Seattle. What's the name of the?
Magic Monday.
Magic Monday up in Seattle. And Zinger, do you perform there, Zinger, as well?
Occasionally.
Okay. We're going to have Zinger on, who's one of the magicians here at the class, and also wonderful, wonderful Ren Fair magician as well. But you can make things happen. Indie Magic, right? In Taylor Martin's thing in Indianapolis. People, you can make it happen. You can support magic, get a couple of people together, print up some flyers and some invites, and a venue. You get a midweek venue. Don't do it on the weekends. Do it midweek sometime, and see what happens. And the way we did it is we gave the show away for free. It was free admission, 2-drink minimum, and we split that with the house. So that's how you can make something happen and create magic, not just support magic, but create magic in your community. If you want to talk about that, I'll personally help you set up a little thing in your own town by showing you how I do it. Tune into the Wonderground Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Tim Wise and Kate Riley going to be anchoring, hosting the show, streaming live for free. And you can see exactly how we do it with the dancers and the DJ. Do it in your own way. But we're here to inspire your creativity to help support magic. We're going to have the Wonderground report.
Yes.
Anything else for the viewers?
Bye.
Okay, we got a big class tomorrow. Thanks, Eugene, for being on. We're going to go to Master Diaz and the Wonderground report.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to McBrideMagic.tv. Yes, it is that time for the Wonderground. Every third Thursday, we have the Wonderground here live in Las Vegas, and you can join us whenever you're here live with us. Every third Thursday. This month we have a wonderful event, and this month we have Tim Wise, Christian Diamond, Stephanie Castellone, who'll be a great contortionist, Eugene Berger, a great set, will be there live, Larry Haas, Jordan Wright, Mr. Wright is back in town, and also we have Michael Mirth, Scarlett Watt, he'll be performing there, Mike Douglas, Halls of Magic, and Arian Black. Of course, music by myself, Shinobi, will be there live. Live paintings by Aria and body paintings by Susan Lugano. We're also going to have tarot readings by Morgan, and of course a special dance-off special set by the New World Rhythmatism Dancers. Remember, VegasWonderground.com. If you're in town and want to know where it's at, it's live at the Olive Mediterranean Hookah Lounge. Just log on to VegasWonderground.com and you can find out the information there. If you can't make it into town and you'd like to join us anyway, we do a live broadcast on www.mcbridemagic.tv, and also we do stream live on streetofcards.com. Every third Thursday is the Wonderground, and I hope to see you there. Again, click on the link right here for Vegas Wonderground on the lineup and information on the event. Now back to Jeff McBride and the gang in the studio, and take it away. I'm Master Diaz. See you then.
We're going to have the whole mystery school faculty down at the Wonderground this week. Eugene's going to be there. Bryce Kuhlman's going to be there. You performed, Nico. We're here with Nico. You performed at the Wonderground.
Yeah, the last month.
And you are from where?
Switzerland, all the way from Switzerland.
And this is your third class here.
Yes.
You took the street magic class in October.
Right.
And then you came to a 3-day master class.
Yes.
And then you're at this 7-day master class.
Right, I enjoyed it each time.
And you enjoyed it each time. And not only that, but tell the folks what you've been doing here in Las Vegas.
Here in Las Vegas, I actually came here to improve my English in an English school, and I accidentally slided in the Magic Theater here, so I performed now for 2.5 months as a pre-show for the Las Vegas Magic Theater in the Gold Coast Hotel.
That's Paul Stone's variety show that changes every week.
Every week a different show on stage.
And a lot of local magicians have been supporting Paul by going over there and performing. You performed for the pre-show. What was that like? Work in Vegas, baby.
That was absolutely cool. And especially last week when I could do the stage for 5 shows.
5 shows. You did stage. And if you watched the Wonderground last month, I was in Argentina, but I watched Nico do his rope routine on stage at the 10 o'clock show. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
And you're a really good manipulator. You have really good, I mean, he was showing me stuff with billiard balls. just absolutely amazing. Who helped you? Who helped you with your magic?
There were several people. One special friend when I was young, he encouraged me. That was a friend from France, Anthony.
Anthony?
Yeah, and he helped me encourage my close-up stuff. And also a good friend of mine, Dominic, I'm performing now with him as a magic duo. He helped me with my manipulation act. And,
right. Oh, you're getting here from Grendel here in the classroom. He's saying, come out and busk with us. So you're going to be hearing from Tim Wise in just a little bit, who's busking here in town, who's doing street magic. And so you've studied here in Vegas at the school. You've been performing live here in Las Vegas. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you get back to Switzerland?
When I get back to Switzerland, I will work with Dominic, with this friend, together on an evening program where we want to tour the whole Switzerland. So go from theater to theater and work there.
Okay, you can check in, take a look at his website, pop on his website.
And it's soon in about a week in English.
In English? Your English is great. You've been getting here.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, do you speak any slang yet?
Yeah, I try to. Probably, and not probably.
Yeah, probably. Right? Probably, not probably. Yeah, you're getting it. Getting the hang of it. Well, it's a very international class here at the Magic and Mystery School. We have Zinger coming up. We have students here from all over the world. We have students from Malaysia. We have students from France, Switzerland. Where else? England. Yeah, England. And Indiana. Some folks came up from the show that we did at Indie Magic for Taylor Martin. Some folks came up, Billy McCombs and his wife. It's Billy McCombs, not Billy McComb. It's a different guy with an S at the end, but he's here as well. We're going to go right now to a very influential man who helped me with my career. He's helped me with direction on my show. Tobias Beckwith is in his Wizard's Corner in San Francisco. And take it away, Tobias.
Good evening, this is Tobias, coming to you from my Wizard's Corner. We magicians live in a strange world indeed. We're all members of a unique fraternity, wanting to help one another and share. And at the same time, so many of us are so protective, we want to guard and keep our own secrets. Now, I distinctly remember one day some 15, 20 years ago, when I was invited to join the SAM and handed a form to fill out, in which, among other things, I was to swear I would not reveal the secret workings of any trick to anyone outside magic. Now, I'd just been in a Barnes & Noble, scanning through a book on their remainders table, which purported to teach those same basic secrets of magic to anyone who wished to pick up the book. It had been authored by the distinguished magician who was now handing me the paper, asking me to swear myself to secrecy. Told him I thought I would take the matter under advisement, and later on decided I didn't want to sign that particular oath with that organization. Now, I think we all tend towards the same kind of ambiguity when it comes to really helping one another. I am often consulted by magicians about their marketing strategies, and a common question is, should I put my calendar online? Well, making your performance schedule available online can help meeting planners and others that want to book you find out about your availability so they don't call you when you aren't available. It can also work as a kind of a brag sheet. Look at all the cool places I'm booked. Look how successful I am. But it also signals other magicians and variety artists that here are places you could get booked too. In the best of all worlds, that would only lead to more variety artists getting booked, but all too often it leads to the kind of cutthroat competition that only serves to drive everyone's prices down and cheapens our art. The minute a booker knows that he can get one performer to say, I'll do that for $10 less, the entire market for that kind of entertainment is immediately devalued for that location. So, many magicians simply keep their calendars and as much information about specific bookings as possible out of sight. And I understand why. I think the choice of whether or not we go out of our way to help our fellow magicians and other variety artists is one that each one of us should consider, decide what our own principles are, and stick to it. For myself, I'm proud to have had personal mentors in magic, starting with Bob Fitch and then extending to my good friends Jeff McBride and Eugene Berger, who have shared their knowledge and passion unstintingly. Through the McBride Magic and Mystery School, I've become friends with and helped hundreds and hundreds of fellow magicians over the years, and in each instance, I have learned and gained as much as any one of them did from the interactions. Each class brings new insights, new skills, and most of all, new friends. I've seen all of us grow as a result of our work at the school. It helps us hone our own ideas about what's important in magic and in life. So I'm particularly excited by some recent developments. The free Monday Night Mystery School show on McBride Magic TV, our locked room sessions, and other things still in the works. We've taken the question of how can we make the knowledge we've gained over our 20-some years of doing this and make it available to a larger audience. How can we make it easier for more of those truly passionate about their magic to share in the experience? We think we can reach a wider audience and at the same time keep to our standards. We live in exciting times when it's possible to host classes online with students and teachers located around the world. No longer do Jeff and our other teachers need to give up touring engagements in order to teach a class. We can do it from anywhere. Anywhere we can carry our laptop computers at any time we have a free hour. And you can join us from anywhere that you are and can access a computer. One of the ways we found to share and help others in magic is this show that you're watching right now. It was started and continues to be one of our best ways of using our combined talents to support you in your magic. Now well into the second year, I truly hope you're all enjoying the show and getting valuable knowledge from us each week. We look forward to hearing from you, all, with feedback and ideas for how we can continue to support you in your quest for better magic. Until next time then, this is Tobias Beckwith, coming to you from my Wizard's Corner, here on the beautiful San Francisco Bay. Now back to Jeff McBride and the whole gang in Las Vegas and around the world. Good night.
And we're back in the studio with Zinger. Zinger.
Oh, we're on.
Yes, we're on.
I guess I should actually get here.
Oh, you switch glasses.
Of course.
To be in character.
Of course.
Do you know what other famous magician switches glasses to get into character? I'm just going to put, but anyway, as the people in the classroom are trying to ask that, yes, Kay and Tori got it. Eugene switches glasses too. Did you always do that, or did you learn that from Eugene? To get into character.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
Now tell people a little bit about what type of magic you do.
I'm a big fish in a little pond. I do stage magic on dirt live stage at Renaissance Fair.
Ren Fair magic.
Yeah.
And you also perform up in Seattle area with the gang Payne, Master Payne and Fred and those guys. Occasionally. And you helped people a few years back. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago even. I think it was at the first Focus on Street Magic. Zinger is a professional Ren Fair entertainer and came and gave a class on Ren Fair magic and what to expect. And then we took all of the students to the Ren Fair and actually performed on dirt stage out there at the Ren Fair. So what did Ren Fairs teach you? What did Ren Fairs, how did Ren Fairs help make your magic stronger?
Well, one, you don't have all the technology. You're live. You don't have amplification. You're within touching distance of an audience, and so, you learn all those sorts of skills instead of the other theatrical skills.
You learn audience connection skills.
Yes.
Right. Like you were saying, you do kind of stage magic or small illusions where you bring it right up to the audience, right?
Within touching distance.
Within touching distance. I thought that was interesting. I'd never heard that term, within touching distance of the audience with small illusions. I thought that was interesting.
Most of the time, stage magic or small illusions, there's a separation, the orchestra pit, sometimes the balcony. This is within, people can almost touch it.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that Ren fairs do very nice is you have to be in costume. You
Mhm.
have to learn how to perform in character.
In character, not
you can't
break.
be modern. Yeah.
Right. And you can't use modern equipment, so there's a lot of, but limitations like that force creativity, don't
Absolutely.
they? Okay.
Absolutely.
And who helped you get into magic, or who helped you with your magic?
I'll be perfectly blunt, honest here. Over 50 years ago, when I got into magic in Utah, there were no magicians around that I knew of.
Wow, how did you
And
learn?
So public library was where
Public library.
where I found
What
some.
were your books? Hoffman.
Hoffman, and then Henry Hayes, and then
Amateur Magician's Handbook.
Learn Magic, the book before that.
Learn Magic was Henry Hayes' first book?
I think so.
Or the book previous?
Book before that.
Wow.
And then it wasn't until I left Utah that I came and moved to Seattle, and then I found some magicians, and we created it.
So, what piece of advice could you give to magicians to make their magic better?
One is you have to find out who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do a lot of experimenting, but then you have to find out who you are and be true to that.
Mm-hmm.
And in the theme of the evening, one of the things I do need to stress is that it's not 50 years ago, it's now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know magic, if you're an old fart like me or even a young kid like you, one of the things that's lacking is mentors,
Mhm.
is people who know the things and how to you pass that information
Mhm.
on. And one comment I have to make is that someone was asking about, I have a difficulty with books.
Mm-hmm.
Books give you an idea, they create the idea in your mind,
Mhm.
and then you work on that. Videos are a good way to then see how somebody else does it and create the technique. But karaoke magic is not the way to go. I mean, you have to learn how to do it,
Right.
and then you get the nuances. And when
Mhm.
you learn within your own head, you become yourself, not somebody else.
And I think it's interesting. You're an inspiration because you've been in magic 50 years. You're a full-time professional magician, and you're still studying and taking classes.
Well, at certain points in everyone's life, you have to re-examine and say, is this who I am? Is this who I want to be? And, is the world passing me by?
Mhm.
Right now, as a matter of fact, quite honestly, the world, I'm going, I think I need to re-examine, is this what I want to do, and is this the way I want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to be an old fart magician, or do I want to go into doing, some more modern things?
Got a question in the chat.
Okay, what is the question, in the classroom?
This is from Allison Magician. Allison asks, Jeff, like a magician, we always have one trick we like to do more. What is yours and the zinger?
Okay, well, mine is probably, card manipulation. That's my go-to thing that makes me feel good. I always have a deck of cards, a comfort deck, right by me all the time. Cards is what I love. Cards, it's what's effortless and easy for me to do. What's your kind of go-to thing?
Well, there are two things. One of them, in almost every show I do, I try to put a loader bowl in.
A loader bowl?
Because that was my inspiration. It sort of said, man, that's wonder, when I was
That's great.
knee-high.
Uh-huh. You
And
use it as a running gag in the show?
It's a running gag, but
Good.
it's also that this is wonder.
This
was
is
wonder
wonderful.
to me. It's wonder to
It's
them.
wonderful.
Yeah, and then my signature piece, which is a modified multiplying bottles.
Right. Multiplying bottles, a great classic. Well, thank you for being on the show. You're going to be here all week. This is only like day 2 of the 7-day class. We're really fun to have you on the show, and thanks for teaching us a little bit about your magic. We're going to go to Tim Wise now with the Street Report to find out what's happening here in Las Vegas. Coming up on the show, Jordan Wright, and we'll be back with Dr. Larry Haas, Associate Dean. Take it away, Tim Wise.
I love you, all of you.
Well, we are so excited. Already people have been making donations from all over for the Scholarship Fund. And that's the theme. The theme tonight is helping others with magic. And, we are a gift community. This is something we have always been about. And we really appreciate the donations that have been coming in. Again, you'll see the link is right above the screen. If you haven't done that yet, you can just click there and make a donation. Apparently, some people have had a little difficulty with the link. We've just gotten this link activated. Most people are having success, so try refreshing your screen and going again.
Refresh your screen.
The team and the faculty have all made donations, so we hope that you will join us in this endeavor to raise money for the scholarship.
If magic's been good for you, pay it forward. Pay it forward.
Jeff, I wanted to ask you, as you think about it, who really gave you an opportunity in magic? Who created an opportunity that allowed you to take a jump that you wouldn't have otherwise had?
I think, my parents, of course, all those driving me to blue and gold banquets and all of that. I mean, my parents were so supportive, and I'm very blessed. And that's one of the things that, we really like speaking with the parents when they bring young students to the school, and really honoring them and finding ways for the parents to be involved with the education process as well. And there was a guy named Jerry Masucci, who was a record producer, who was a friend of my dad's, that liked my act at 16 years old. I had a Dove act with jumbo cards, and he took me to Japan, and I toured Japan when I was 16 years old as the opening act for the Fania All-Stars. The Fania All-Stars, a Latin band with Johnny Pacheco, Ruben Blades, Mongo Santa Maria, all of the great Latino musicians. I know there's a lot of Latinos in the house from down south, all over South America, Argentina, Brazil. I say hola, mucho gusto to y'all.
That's Texas.
That's mucho gusto, y'all. And I learned that from Leo Diaz. Yes, mucho gusto.
Spanglish.
Spanglish. And so Jerry Masucci from Fania Records. And then Tommy Tune saw me and introduced me to Bill Barnes, who is a Tennessee Williams manager, who introduced me to Suzanne DePass from Motown, who introduced me to Diana Ross. Diana Ross brought me to Radio City Music Hall, so Diana Ross was really instrumental in moving my career forward. And then Steve Wynn saw me and really liked what I did and brought me out to Las Vegas to play the Golden Nugget. And then Joe Gersio, who was Elvis's conductor, saw me, got me to the Hilton. I headlined the Hilton, and that was the start of my Las Vegas and Atlantic City career. So it was a lot of people helped me, and that's why I love to help people with their magic, to get them to the next level, because you can be great, you can be talented, you can be passionate, but if you don't have people there reaching out to lift you up and to give you that leg up, and that's what this mystery school is all about, and that's why we do the show live and with our wonderful sponsors for free, because a lot of people can't afford top, notch professional magic advice, and that's what we're trying to give you here. And we're going to make you aware of some wonderful teachers. Who gave you a break? Who were some of your teachers?
Oh, well, Eugene was incredible. Eugene has opened so many doors for me, and I'm so...
And Eugene will be here live tonight.
Yeah. So thankful to Eugene. But someone else that I'd like to mention is Max Maven. In my early days of writing and creating magic, I didn't know Max. I'd never met him, but I sent letters to him. We still used letters in those days, and he answered me and was extremely encouraging about my writing. When I asked him who would find these more philosophical musings interesting, he said, "Don't think about that. Follow your heart. Write what seems true to you." And I must say, Max's encouragement really kept the door open for me. And so he's one person that helped me a lot. Eugene, Max, of course you. But let's talk specifically about your magic work.
Bob Fitch is studying with a professional director, working with really Tobias Beckwith, because Tobias Beckwith is a wonderful theater director, working with Tobias and Bob Fitch together. And Bob Fitch was really the man that helped me with my water bowls, the acting, and that whole show that I did, Magic Behind the Mask, off Broadway. He directed that show, and I'm really indebted to him. And so again, I've learned so much from the professionals in my life, and other people that I've studied that help a lot of people. Eberhard Riese from the Stuttgart School in Germany, another great master teacher that works with a lot of the top German and European acts. There's Juan Tamariz, who inspires and teaches all over the world, and we're very honored to work with him and watch him work and watch how he inspires and teaches people. Another person that maybe not a lot of Americans know is Tono Osaka in Japan. Now, Tono Osaka created a magic shop called Magic Land, and also inspires and helps cultivate and coaches, directs a lot of magicians like Yumi. You may have seen her. If you haven't seen Yumi, just definitely YUMI. Check her out. Really amazing. And there's other people that really are helping inspire and motivate people, like the Spencers had the Healing of Magic.
Absolutely.
And they teach magic, and they teach occupational therapists how to rehabilitate people with magic. They were inspired by David Copperfield's Project Magic. So there's people teaching magic in different ways, inspiring people in all different walks of life, either as a healing process. But most teachers, are really kind of healers in a way. They are, because they're like, I call myself a show doctor, because people come in and they have, they have a vision, but they can't, they don't have all the tools yet, or they don't have all of the systems in place. And that's what we do here at the Magic School, is help people get their business systems, their performance systems, script writing, costuming, the whole package together, so they can have a healthy career as a professional magic entertainer, or if they're not doing it as a career, to be really excellent in whatever they do. Because we get people here that are doctors and lawyers and that are not professional magicians, but they want their show to be excellent.
Yes. Creating magic is such a difficult thing. Why we think we can do it without teachers and directors is always a mystery. And that's what great teachers and educators are there for, to find your best potentials and help you achieve them. And that's what we're about here, and that's why I'm involved here, because this really is an educational institution.
And we have a lot of students that come here that are teachers as well. One of them is John Tudor, that showed up at Mystery School, 15, almost 20 years ago, who knows. Mystery School's over 20 years now. And John Tudor works with a lot of young magicians, and he put together a little clip of him working with first-time magicians that are just learned how to put on a show, and some of their reflections. So Leo Diaz, let's put on the John Tudor Magic Mentor. So Leo Diaz, let's put on the John Tudor Magic Mentor.
Each year, Jeff McBride and Eugene Berger host a special class called Magic and Medicine. Doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers from around the world come to the Magic and Mystery School to find ways they can further their craft through magic.
I'm a dentist.
I'm an endodontist. I do root canals.
Well, I'm a psychologist.
I'm a social worker.
I'm an ophthalmologist.
I practice acupuncture, Chinese medicine, diet, nutritional work.
I practice psychiatry.
I'm a neurologist. Every time I come to the magic and medical professionals there too, I always bring back something I can use the next day.
This has been the most personalized instruction that I've ever gotten.
For me, it's bringing more fun back to practice and bringing more fun back to the profession.
That's also helped me interact with my patients and build my relationship with my patients.
Being able to talk to peers and learn from others how they are incorporating magic into their practice was such a huge gift.
It's good therapy for all of us.
If they're interested in incorporating magic, this is the course that they've got to take.
It would open your eyes to multiple ways of communicating with your patients.
Each time I come here, the magic gets better and better for what I can use for my own practice there too, to make my patients happier, to make myself happier, and have a better life.
But I know that by the very...
We just had an event for doctors and medical people. We talked about the relation between magic and medicine and what those intersections might be. It was utterly fascinating to listen to these doctors and other medical people talk about this.
Just to be able to relate to people very comfortably, smoothly, put them at ease, establishing rapport, things like that. Some skills from magic really helped me.
I thought if I could come back and have rubber band tricks that I could teach these kids, they would give them a reason to want to wear a rubber band. And it would also be empowering because then they would have something really cool that they could show their friends.
It's been very helpful with younger family members and patients' children when they show up and are scared about the illness of their mother or father. I think it humanizes me a little bit, makes it a little bit easier for them. I often do it at the end of appointments. I take care of patients for sometimes years at a time, and we build a relationship. I share a little of my life as my patients share a lot of their lives with me. I think this is a way for me to share a little of my life with them.
We hope to see you at the next Magic and Medicine Conference in Las Vegas. This is Jordan Wright for the Magic and Mystery School. Thanks for watching.